the start of 2,500 miles of road. My name is Mike, and today starts a 2,500 mile road trip from Michigan to California. Now, there's one reason I'm doing this trip right now, and that is that we just bought a house in California, a second house. My wife and I had this idea about a year ago that we would love to retire eventually in California, where we grew up. And the one area of California that we really felt attached to was actually Yosemite National Park. We both grew up going there all the time, and it was something where we loved the area. I love the mountains. I'm big into photography, and so it's something where if I could spend my retirement hiking around and taking photos, then that's just about perfect to me. So this past summer we started looking out there, not really intending to buy anything, and we found something that we just fell in love with. And obviously I'm a ways from retirement, but the idea is that we would buy the house and rent it out for a while to help pay for it, and then when we eventually get to be retirement age, then hopefully at that point it's paid off. So yeah, that's what's happening. We purchased the house back in June, and then we spent 2 weeks out there in August trying to get everything put together. But it turns out it's an amazing amount of work to completely furnish a house from scratch, as you might imagine. So now it's been about a month. My wife is back at work right now. The kids are back at school. I have some flexibility, and so I'm going to go out there and finish it up so to get it ready to rent. I'm planning to be out there for no more than 5 weeks. I hope it's shorter than that, because it would just it's just such a long trip. It was so hard saying goodbye to the family this morning, just because it's going to be so long before I get a chance to see them again. But the hope is that I can finish getting the place furnished and doing some upgrades and some work on the house that we want to have done before we rent it out, and then we can hand it over to the rental management company in the next 5 weeks. So anyway, that's the plan. Today, I left the house a little later than I intended. It was just after 9 a.m. I got the car packed up last night, but just all the extra last minute things took longer this morning. The plan is for today to make it to Nebraska. It's about 800 miles from Michigan to the middle of Nebraska. I'm not sure exactly where I'm going to stop. It's going to be just to kind of depend on how far I make it. I do gain an hour of time today, and so hopefully I can be driving mostly during daylight and kind of make it there. Now, why did I drive instead of fly? It seems like, flying cross country is a heck of a lot quicker, obviously. And the reason for that is just because there's so much stuff that I'm bringing with me. And most of the stuff I have with me is actually tools and things like that. One of the things that I need to do while I'm there is to put up some fences, and I have a post hole digger. Well, if I I had one at home. I can bring it with me. I can fit it in the car. I don't think it'd be I don't think they'd be too keen on me bringing that on an airplane. The other reason is that just simply cost. When it comes to flying these days, I mean, flying, I don't know, $600 or so for a flight is a lot more than it was a couple of years ago. But beyond that, just to even rent a car for 5 weeks while I'm there, because I'm going to need to have some kind of vehicle while I'm there. And the car rental prices are so expensive these days that it didn't make financial sense at all. So yeah, I'm driving the WRX out. It's gonna be 3 days there probably, counting on 3 days there, 3 days back, and the rest of the time we'll be fixing up the place and getting it all set up. So thanks for coming along with me in this video. Alright, so it's midday and we're about halfway through Illinois. Gone about 300 miles and have about 500 left. So overall the drive's been going okay. I always get stuck in Chicago, which is really annoying. It's almost never, I can't remember the last time I went through there, even though we're just barely touching the outskirts of Chicago. I can't remember the last time I didn't get stuck in traffic there. But anyway, made it through. I mean, yeah, today's a Sunday afternoon, so made it through there and just kind of driving on Highway 80. There's a lot of different ways to go between here and California, obviously. For this drive, I'm taking 80 across and basically going 80 from Chicago all the way to Denver. I think there's another road, maybe 74 or something like that cuts down to Denver. And then after you go through Denver, then you go down through Las Vegas and then up around the Sierras. The other way to go about doing this would be to stay on 80 all the way through and go through Tahoe. The problem with that, though, is it's actually further to go that way. And so even though it might be a little easier to go through, I'm going to end up going down south, which takes less time. And then like the third main way to get there is to go from Chicago down, I think it's 55 or something like that, toward St. Louis, and then take St. Louis down through Oklahoma, basically follow Route 66, end up a lot of it on Route 40 going all the way across. So those are the three main ways to take to go this route. Like I said, I'm taking 80 through Denver, or 80 and then most of the way, and then cut down through Denver. And mostly that's because right now it's September and there's no problems like with snow in the Rockies right now. If there was snow in the Rockies, then I probably couldn't take this route because I don't have my winter tires on right now. I didn't want to do that for this trip because it just kills gas mileage. And I don't want to be carrying snow chains. I don't even have snow chains. And so I'm going to do this for the way there. On the way back, and since it's October, there's a good chance that there will be snow in the Rockies at that point. And so most likely I'm going to be forced to take the southern route, take Highway 40 back. But I figure, well, this way I can get different scenery both ways and make the drive a little bit more interesting. Of course, right now, being in the middle of Illinois, I'm now in like the Great Plains, and so you can look around. There's just a ton of cornfields and so forth around here. Not a whole lot to see until we get further along and get over more toward the Rockies. Then the drive gets a lot nicer, and especially when going through like Las Vegas or the desert Southwest that way. I mean, then that part of the drive is just gorgeous. So, but anyway, making good progress today, and I'll see you in a little bit. All right, well, I'm losing light for today. The sun just crossed the horizon, and so I'm gonna end this here. I just am crossing into Nebraska, and so I've actually made a lot of progress today. So far, run maybe 700 miles, it looks like. I have another 100 miles to go, about an hour and a half driving time before I get to the city of York, which is where I want to stay tonight. And so I figured that shouldn't be a problem though. Right now it's like about 7:30 local time, and so I should be able to get there and have plenty of time to get a good night's sleep. So anyway, thanks a lot for joining me in this video today, and I will pick this back up tomorrow. Take care.